Hi everyone, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here with my July reading wrap up. I read 3 full books in July and I carried one over into August. So yeah, not the best reading month. Towards the end of the month I started to feel a bit unwell with toothache, and I have just recently had a tooth pulled, so I'm just recovering from that. A tooth on this side, on my bottom jaw. I think it was a broken filling or something. But yeah, I'm on the mend from that, so I'm hoping to get back into reading a lot more. I just wasn't feeling it towards the end of last month and at the beginning of August. So I'm currently filming at about 11 o'clock at night on Wednesday the 4th of August, purely because I've just not had a chance. I've not been feeling up to filming, obviously with the toothache issue and the removal of the tooth, but here I am. So hopefully I can get this edited and uploaded for my Thursday schedule, which is tomorrow. So yeah, but anyway, without much further ado, let's get into the books that I read. So the first one, these are in no specific order. The first one that I'm picking up here is Peril at End House by Agatha Christie. I read this with Christie Fest, hosted by the lovely Julie, the Hungry Bookworm, and Lil from Lil's Vintage World. This was a Poirot and it was brilliant. I loved it. This was my second time reading this one. And like every time I reread an Agatha Christie, I always find something new. This tells the story of a young woman who lives in a house by a beach resort, and she is being plagued by accidents that are potentially very fatal. And it looks like there is someone out to get her. Is there money involved? Is there jealousy? Of course there is. Poirot steps in with the help of Hastings, and indeed it's being told from the perspective of Hastings, and he sets forth to try and solve the mystery, and solve it he does, and it is such a stunning conclusion, and it will leave you stumped, just as much as it left Poirot stumped. Loved this. This was absolutely astonishing, and I can't wait to reread this again sometime in the future, and I recommend that you do too. So the next one that I read was actually the first book I read in July. It's a very strange one. I've never read this author's writing before, although I've heard really great things. They wrote a book called My Sister the Serial Killer, and this is one of these quick little reads, and it is The Baby Is Mine by Oyinkan Braithwaite. I didn't dislike this. I liked it. I wouldn't have said I loved it. It was a quick sort of piece of short storytelling. It talks about the lockdown. It's set in I think it's Lagos. Yes, Lagos in Africa, South Africa, and yeah, it's Bambi is the main character. He is he has it easy with the girl that he's been locked down with, and it turns out that he is a bit of a player, and she finds out, kicks him out, and he has to go and live with his aunt, and his uncle has just recently died. I can't remember if it's because of COVID-19, but he is dead, and there is a baby, but there is also, along with his uncle's wife, Bambi's aunt, there is Bambi's uncle's lady friend who says that the baby is hers, but Bambi's aunt says that the baby is hers. So yeah, there is this sort of toing and froing, and it's very strange. There's murdered turkeys and blood and guts and gore and just strange happenings, and yeah, a strange one, but not a bad one. not sure if I'd recommend it, but then I'm not sure that I wouldn't. Does that make sense? Yeah. If you come across it, read it, but don't run out to buy it. So the next one is the book that I have carried over into August. This was July's pick for the TBR jar that my husband Duncan created for me at the beginning of the year. This is The Diary of a Bookseller by Shaun Bythell. I am loving this so much. It's brilliant, it's so acerbic, it's so funny. It's a real sort of insight into what it's like to be a bookseller and have your own bookshop. The bookshop is in a town called Wigtown, which is sort of down on the Scottish borders. And yeah, it's just brilliant. It's so funny. The only reason that I'm carrying this over into August is obviously with the toothache issue and having my tooth removed. I just wasn't there mentally. I didn't, the pain was too much and I couldn't concentrate on reading. But yeah, this is fabulous and I can't wait to finish this. I am literally under 100 pages from the end and I liked it, so I'm liking it rather so much that I have ordered directly from Shaun Bythell's bookshop, The Bookshop in Wigtown, his other two books, The Seven Kinds of People You Meet in Bookshops and Confessions of a Bookseller, his two other books. So they are winging their way in the post to me and shall be in a haul. That's the word, Graham. They'll be in a haul very soon and I can't wait to get to those either. But this is brilliant. If you get a chance to read this, it's so good. It's so fun. It's in the form of a diary and it's like every day talking about customers that come in, books that he finds, books that he buys from people, and like the money that he makes in the shop and all that kind of thing. And in his shop he has a mounted Kindle, well, the remains of a Kindle that he shot. Yeah, so there we go. Brilliant. And the last one that I've got to share with you is Hungary by Grace Dent. I read this for Sykes and Savage Book Club. It's now called The Frank Book Club and it's hosted by the lovely Simon Savage and the equally lovely Melanie Sykes. This is a memoir of Grace Dent, who is a food critic and she is, I believe, a presenter on MasterChef, which I have not watched. I used to watch it when I was younger, when it had Lloyd Grossman in it, but that's many decades ago. This talks about Grace's northern roots and the food that shaped her as a person and the food that continues to shape her now, and things that have happened in her family. Her father, he has dementia, her mother struggled with cancer, and it's all about how these things have shaped her along with the food that she eats, the food that she grew up eating, and what it was like when a big Asda opened in her town, and the way that her family's shopping habits changed, and reduced counter food that you can get for like 5 pence, and it's going out of date. Freeze that, we'll have that later, it's fine, get it all. This was just brilliant. It was so funny, it was so well written, and I absolutely loved it. It kind of felt like you were spending time with a friend. It was that kind of writing that just kind of, you know, it's like the person is sharing it directly with you. It's like they're in the room with you. And I'd be very interested to listen to the audiobook version of this because I love this so much. And I think it's Grace Dent that reads the audiobook, and I just think that in her voice, her story would really flow, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is my July reading wrap up. Not the best reading months, but I read books. But hopefully now that my tooth is better, and well, my tooth is gone, I don't have it anymore. Hopefully now that I'm recovering from that, my reading shall pick up again, and I have a few days off from work coming up, so yeah, I plan to plough on through some of my TBR. Not all of it, because that'll take me until the day I pop off. And yeah, TBR, lots and lots, groaning under the strain. But yeah, before I digress and chatter on like I usually do, I will say thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe. And I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.